Welcome, Minneapolis junior, senior high school fans, back to Beloit, Kansas to the Class 3A Substate semifinal action here on March 6, 2015. As our Lions, number 4 seed in the Substate, get ready to take on the number 1 seed and number 1 team in Class 3A in the state of Kansas, the Scott Community Beavers. Dale Leach, Dale Henderson, and Mike Perry here tonight to bring you this game live on Eagle Communications Channel 20, SalinaPost.com for audio tape delay in video. Guys, we got a big task set out before us tonight.
Well, this team has played well all year long against the top-rated teams in this state, and we have defeated a couple of them this year, and these kids are resilient. They play under pressure well, and they're right in the game right to the very end. If free throws are an issue, if we hit our free throws, we have outside shooting. Given space, we can be a pretty tough team to deal with. And as we looked at the last game, we out-rebounded the other team quite well, handily. So, you know, this team's a little deceiving to look at physically. We're 6'3" and 6'1", 6'1", and then we have shooting guards. But I like our chances. High school basketball is always an exciting thing, and that's why they go ahead and play it, isn't it, Coach?
Well, yeah, this is the exciting time of the year, and this is what you play for. And you know, we know that the Scott City kids, you know, have been through the wars, you know, throughout their careers as well. They have a very strong program, and they have had for years and years. But I look at this group of kids that, you know, they've been, you know, playing together since probably fourth or fifth grade. You know, the vast majority of these kids. And I think, you know, the glue that we have, that, you know, I don't know if all other programs have that or not, but, you know, this is a group of kids, you know, I'm speaking a lot about our seniors. You know, they generally just like each other. You know, they're just great friends, and, you know, they work so well together. And, you know, I think they're really looking forward to this opportunity to play against the best kind of competition you can possibly play against.
Minneapolis is 16-6 overall. The Beavers of Scott Community are 21-1. Only game they lost was to Holcomb, at Holcomb, top-ranked team in Class 4A Division II. Then they turned around and returned the favor at home against Holcomb. Other than that, in Hugoton, they've handled Hugoton twice. I'm not sure how tough of a schedule they've faced, but they've racked up the points. They've been winning by an average of 25 points per game. They've got kids that can shoot the lights out of the basketball, both on three-pointers and free throws. Several kids that are 60%, 70% shooters in free throws. It's going to be a tough task, but you know, when we came up here 2 weeks ago to place Beloit on their home squad, we were sitting square in the face against quite a lot of the same type of statistics. And we all know how that came out.
And I'm sure as we get into tonight's broadcast, there will be some names from the Scott community that you recognize from a few years ago. A very strong tradition there. You know, they have a Baker, younger brother of Ron, who, of course, has made quite a name for himself at Wichita State. They have an O'Neill, who's the coach's son. I'm not sure if this is his second or third, but, you know, his kids have all been very strong in their program. And, of course, probably the special interest tonight for a lot of fans would be the fact that our coach, Alex Hutchins, has a younger brother playing on the team, so I'm sure there's a lot of emotion running there.
He is an alumnus of Scott Community 5 years ago, or make it 6, I guess. And of course, Ron Baker in the championship of state 5 years ago, back in 2010. had the put-back layup with 2.6 seconds left on the clock to get the Lions down by 2 after a valiant game effort by those kids. So this will be a special and interesting game tonight. Not only to see who advances into the finals against the winner of Beloit and Norton, but carry on this, or to see who comes out here in this special rivalry between Alex Hutchins, our head coach first year, and his alma mater, and his younger brother.
Well, Scott City with the basketball tradition over the last, 10 years at least, maybe even longer than that. Coach, you can expand on that. But as I look at the ranked top 10 teams in the state of Class 3A every year, I'll just kind of cruise through there. They're always there. So
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah, I would say you're probably right on, about probably the 10 or so years. They were known before that for their football prowess, but they've brought their basketball program right along as well.
Now the starting lineups for tonight. Minneapolis, the traveling team, wearing our dark blues. Number 2, Josh Macy, the point guard, Minneapolis. And for Scott City, number 2, Chance Yeager. He's a 5'10 senior. And for Minneapolis, number 4, Gavin Rothenberger. For Scott City, number 5, Bo Hess. He's a 6'3 sophomore. Gets a starting nod for Scott City. Now for Minneapolis, number 5, shooting guard Brandon Wolf. As Dale mentioned, a few of the players have been down with the flu bug, and we hope everyone's back at 100%. For Scott City, number 12, Trey O'Neill. He's a 6'2 senior, and as
he's their big gun.
The guy beside me says we'll have to watch him because he can put the ball in the hoop. And for Minneapolis, the quick forward, Gage Mortimer. And for Scott City, number 23, Brett Meyer. He's a 6'4 senior. And for Minneapolis, in the middle, John Kelly. Kelly with a big game tonight, and we move on. For Scott City, number 33, as Coach mentioned, he's a Baker, Sloan Baker, 6'2 senior. We'll round out the starting lineup for Scott City and Minneapolis. Now we're just a few seconds away from tip. I look forward to just a heck of a ball game here tonight.
One other little twist here, not only is Coach Hutchins an alumnus of this Scott community, but he's helped coach a lot of these kids during summer ball.
I bet
so
he has.
He knows them well. And of course, Coach Hutchins has been instilling in our players a lot of the offensive and defensive philosophies that he's learned as being a part of the Scott Community Program. So neither squad is really going to have to try to do much figuring out what the other's doing.
Right. Well, I look for just tight man-to-man all over the floor, or most of the floor anyway. Both teams have the athletes to play man-to-man defense, but we'll wait and see. Gavin Rothenberger to jump center for Minneapolis, and Sloan Baker for Scott Community. Both teams playing defensively here on the tip, and we're underway. Rothenberger has the ups, and we get the tip. Macy back to Kelly. Man-to-man defense, as I mentioned, it's tight. Rothenberger all the way in, layup up and in. A little overplay by Scott Community, and Rothenberger too quick to the basket, and Minneapolis scores the first basket. Man-to-man defense by Minneapolis. Shot from the outside is up and in by O'Neill. And as Dale mentioned, we have to watch him. There's a steal and a layup. And two quick baskets by Scott City as they are pressing all over the floor. Kelly clears the timeline. Macy into the paint he goes, back out to Wolf. Mortimer has it. Now Macy. Man-to-man defense. And they do check off, which makes it look like a zone, but it's not. Mortimer all the way in and loses the handle on the ball, and we turn it over. Scott Community has it now down the floor quickly. Out front, looked at a three. O'Neill, and passes it up. Gives it back off to Meyer. Now on the post to Baker. Meyer in the right wing, three-pointer on its way, no good. Back rim, Baker had it, tipped out of there. They get the rebound out as Bo Hess picks it up on the baseline and puts it up and in. 7-2 Minneapolis. As O'Neill's bucket was a three, that's over the top and no call as Yeager contested the pass into Rothenberger. And Coach Hutchins is calling the play. Give and go to Mortimer, jump shot, free throw line short. Macy had a hand on it, long carom comes out. Now Minneapolis gets the ball as it's tipped from behind. Wolf has it, clears the timeline. He will be trapped right now. Throws it over the top to Mortimer, back to Wolf.
We're going to have to work on handling our pressure because they are very quick, aggressive with their press defense.
That's the second time Yeager has been in on the arm, and they do call it that time. And as I remember, that is the referee that if he sees it, he'll call it.
Yep, we'll hope that he continues to call those like they should be called tightly.
Macy out front as we play it in under our own basket. 7-2 Scott Community. Macy has it, a little weave out on top. Mortimer out front to Wolf. Dribble drive into the paint, gets it off to Rothenberger, back out to Wolf. Minneapolis now has a layup all the way in. Macy is fouled as he gets to the basket. That might be Hess's second personal foul. It is. Or excuse me, that's on Chance Yeager. And that's his second personal foul, not Hess.
Number 10 comes in.
We throw it in and we throw it away. We turn it over on the inbounds play. That's uncommon.
Yep,
now a three-pointer on its way. No good. Baker up and hammered Kelly on the rebound, but we come out with it. (7-2) Scott City. They deny the rotation out on top. Now they tip the ball away. Wolf steals it right back. Tries to get it off to Rothenberger, and they intercept. Now they're on the move, 1-on-2. He goes all the way in, takes the layup. It's in. Trey O'Neill with the layup.
They have a lot of length for trying to pass over.
Yep. He challenged the defense, went all the way to the basket, and put that layup in. Mortimer whistled with the foul, and O'Neill will get the and one here.
Yeah, right now their length is giving us a lot of problems.
Well, they're quick on defense, that's for sure, and they put a lot of pressure on you. We box out nicely on the free throw as it front rims. Mortimer right there. They try to wrap around steal every time, and that we throw it over again. They will reach around, try and tip that ball out, and they've knocked it out a couple of times. 30-second timeout called for and granted by Coach Hutchins, as they are quick on the defense. Quick hands, quick feet, and they overplay everything down there, don't they?
They're overplaying everything. They are jumping every, they're hedging on every pick. We're going to see people in our face all night long.
We're trying to get a little weave going out on top with a little pick and roll, but there isn't any roll. We are getting avenue to the basket as Macy got there on a layup, but they contest everything once you get down there. They're just quick to and good help defense so far. Pretty good defensive team. Number 24 comes in the contest for Scott City, which would be Drake McCrae, as Chance Yeager has 2 quick fouls here in the first quarter. Baker with the ball, entry pass down low to O'Neill. He's bumped, but a scoop shot up and in. Now they're letting them play both ways, as O'Neill asked for the foul there and probably should have had one, as we bumped him pretty good on the scoop shot. Macy all the way in and whistled with a walk.
An 11-0 run by the Bearcat, or the Beavers, after we open up 2-0.
Yep, that's already our 6th turnover, so we're going to have to start taking care of the basketball.
All the way down on the low block, pass to Brett Meyer, spins, and his shot is up and in off the glass. Shot from the outside is up and in as David Johns enters the contest. He's got enough length to get it over the top from the outside. And that was a 3. 13-5. Scott City with the lead. Now Baker spins on the low block, can't get the shot off against Kelly. Baker not the prolific outside shooter like brother Ron, but this guy is. O'Neill drains the 3 ball. Excuse me, that's Meyer.
No, that was O'Neill.
Was that O'Neill at 1:23? Okay, that was the guy, and Baker standing on the inbounds as they try the entry pass to Kelly down low. Rothenberger gets a break as Wolf comes back in. 16-5, we need a bucket here. Johns to play it in, out on top to Macy. 3-pointer on its way, off the mark, no good. And Baker over the back of Kelly. Good call, as they have contested every rebound so far, and that one, until they call it, they're going to do it.
Yeah, well, they're definitely letting them play, though. There's been a lot of contact on both ends of the floor that probably should have been called, and we'll hope it does not escalate into even more contact.
Now Minneapolis back to what I call more their normal motion offense. That be a flex, Coach? Oh, and that's Macy gets all the way to the basket, and his scoop shot, he was fouled in the act of shooting. It'll be a 2-shot foul here as Baker picks up another foul, and that's 2 on Baker. 4th team foul, and by the look at their bench, they're deep. Free throw no good. Macy gets 2 shots here. McCrae back in, Baker to the bench. 16-5, Macy's second throw, rimming in. 16-6, Scott City with 10-point lead here in the first quarter. Minneapolis, good tight defense. They are quick. A dribble drive to the basket, and they backdoor you as well. And there's a nasty crossover dribble by O'Neill, and Johns, all he could do is reach out and bump him.
Well, he's legit. He's already got 10 in the contest, and he's made a couple of really tough moves to score a couple of those.
That was an ankle breaker right there, as the crossover dribble, all they could do is throw a shoulder into him because he was going around you. Jump shot from the outside, front rim no good, and we come out of there with a rebound, but Wolf.
They call Wolf for the foul?
With clear out. That was weak. Me like they pulled him down, but anyway, Brandon's first personal foul. Minneapolis' third team foul. Out front it goes to Hess. Now they hand the ball off to O'Neill. Tough draw for Mortimer. Out front, long one on its way, three-pointer, and they're over the back again, no call. Good grief.
That was pretty obvious.
That was really obvious. Over the back,
Yeah, that was.
Would like to think that maybe those would start getting called.
Yeah, 16-6, Minneapolis playing with a 10-point deficit here. Scott City tight man-to-man defense. Brandon Wolf out on top. David Johns now the entry pass to Kelly. Good move by Macy. He's all the way in and fouled. Basket is good. And I believe the foul might be called on Hutchins. It is. Hutchins in the contest. His first personal foul. They're going to count that basket as Macy gets all the way to the rack. Nice body control. And he'll get the bonus shot here. Free throw up and in. 16-9. On a nice play by Macy with 1:03 left in the first quarter. He will head to the bench to try and get a breather here as Scott City has the possession. Hutchins on the right wing almost had the ball thrown away as O'Neill hit the deck. A little hip pointer there. It won't bother him getting all the way to the basket, though. Misses the layup, and he's over the back.
Great defense.
Finally, they call it. I was going to say Cure over the back of Rothenberger, and that's the second time in two possessions that's happened. This time they did call it.
See the way Lane Nichols shut down that baseline?
Almost an unforced error. Johns has it out on top. Picks up his dribble into, long one by Wolf on its way, and it goes in. Brandon Wolf with a big basket there here at the end of the waning seconds of the first quarter. 18 seconds left in the quarter. And Wolf had space from the right wing and cut loose a three ball. It was nothing but net. If we can get a couple more of those out of him. Oh, what a move by O'Neill. Hangs and pops. He can hit. And you always got that in your repertoire. That kid can get his shot anytime he wants it. 18-12, and that's the way the first quarter ends. Minneapolis with a nice spurt on a three-point play by Josh Macy and a three-pointer by Brandon Wolf gets us within 6. That's the way the first quarter will end. We'll take a quick break and be back. This is SalinaPost.com, Eagle Communication Channel 20.
County Bank of Minneapolis offers hometown banking with commitment, experience, and quality service. Proud sponsors of area school activities.
Tonight's game brought to you by City Pharmacy in Minneapolis, now delivering to our neighboring communities. Call us to find out when we can come to you. City Pharmacy for your family. Go Lions!
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lions games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of MJSHS. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all of your...
Welcome back to Beloit, Minneapolis, Scott City here in the SubState game here Friday night, quarterfinals, semifinals, you know what to call it. Scott City, pretty tough team, and Minneapolis staying right with them here. Scott City with 6 team fouls in the first quarter. Minneapolis will be in the 1-and-1 on the next Scott City foul as number 23, Meyer, gets all the way to the basket. His layup is no good, and Macy has the rebound now. Macy in the paint, jump shot up, rimming in. Josh Macy stops and hits right in the paint. And it's an 18-14 game. Three-pointer on its way by O'Neill, and it's down the hatch.
He had 60-some of those coming into the night, folks.
Well, he's got a good stroke, and there's no reason in the world why that ball won't go in. Nice-looking shot each got, isn't it?
Well, right now he's got 15 of their 21.
Pass over the top's tipped by Scott City. It goes out of bounds. Minneapolis to play it in. David Johns has it. Kelly into Mortimer, spins in the lane, and oh, how could that be then? That was a terrible call. They had the hand on the ball and tipped it out of there as Mortimer went up for the shot. Pretty easy call, but they give it to Scott City. Now the weave as they cut through the high post. O'Neill all the way in, and the layup is good.
Man, that's some basketball player.
Yes, he's extremely quick. He would be the equivalent of maybe even a little better than Ron Baker when he was here.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Similar in ball skills as Baker would hit the three and handle the ball. O'Neill, no problem there as well. Now out front, Johns can't get any space, and the layup is good. David Johns into the paint with a one-hand runner, and it goes in, 23-16, Scott City. And O'Neill calls for a ball screen, gets it into the paint, he goes, layup good. Yeah, we can't guard him one-on-one, and we aren't getting help defense when he gets to the paint because he's getting all the way to the rack.
Yeah, he's being our first defender basically at will.
25-16, 9-point lead. Now into Kelly. It's good. They undercut him. Hutchins will pick up his second personal foul. They tried to ride Kelly out of the play, but he was already up off the floor. Undercut him. They'll count that basket. Boutier into the contest. Or no. I heard the announcer say that.
Yes,
I had
I
to
did too.
double check. Free throw, no good. And that should be, oh,
man.
Good grief. As two Scott City players tipped the ball, Mortimer was there as well, but that would not have been my call. 25-18, 7-point lead. O'Neill jacks up the three ball this time. It gets the good bounce, bounces straight up and right back down. Three-pointer, it's good. 28-18, 10-point lead, 5:15 left first half. Mortimer hands it off to Macy. Macy gets the ball screen from Rothenberger, now all the way into the paint, stops that should have been a double dribble as Baker dribbled it once, picked it up, and dribbled it up the floor a little bit. O'Neill again, and three-pointer goes in.
Tell you what, from what I saw in the one game we played Scott City, Ron Baker had nothing on this kid.
Yeah, this kid's good. Wolf open for a minute, dribbles into the paint, looks for help. Macy left wing, three-pointer on its way, good. Yeah, we needed that one. 30-21. Macy hits the free ball. And we need to get somebody on O'Neill. Macy gets the defensive duties right now as O'Neill was working Mortimer. Mortimer has the rebound, and the reach-in foul is whistled. We'll go to the free throw line. It's a 1-and-1.
23 with the foul.
Brett Meyer whistled with just his first personal foul.
30-21 is the score. 4:08 remaining in the half.
Well, Coach Henderson, is this a lot of what you expected? It's kind of what I expected. We were going to run into the #1 team in the state, Class 3A, and that's exactly what I'm seeing.
Well, I'm going to dispute that because what I've seen, I thought we would see the #1 team. I think we're seeing a really outstanding basketball player with a good supporting cast.
Yep.
So I'm going to.
The rest of the team hadn't showed up yet, have they?
Well, they have 30 points, and right now he's got 24 of them.
Oh my!
Like I said, everything has been revolving through his hands, and like I said, just a really outstanding basketball player with a good supporting cast.
Free throw up and in by Mortimer gets the front end of the 1-and-1. 8-point lead now by Scott City. Mortimer with a chance just make it a 7-point lead. Free throw on its way. It is good. Mortimer played all world up here a couple weeks ago, and he's starting to get in the groove now with that big rebound down low. Now they throw it over the top and out of bounds. They turn it over as Bo Hess can't get a hand on that. Lob on the backside. Minneapolis with a chance here to make it a 2-possession ball game. O'Neill with the defense on Macy. Rothenberger gets it off to Mortimer. Patience here, we need a real good look, is the key. Macy all the way in the paint. Johns from the outside, three-pointer, it's good. David Johns with space, cans the three ball, and 4-point lead now by Scott City. And they're a little reluctant to take the shot. They'll wait for O'Neill to take it, and he misses. So he is human. Macy with the rebound. And Yeager with the forearm on him all the way down the floor. No call. Ball screen by Rothenberger. Lets Macy give it up. Now Mortimer into the paint. Back to David Johns. Jace McKinney in the contest. He is hammered by number 23, Brett Meyer. I'm glad they're starting to call that. That's their 9th team foul, and it could easily have 15 or 16. Oh, I didn't say that, did I, Dave?
No.
30-26, Jace McKinney, free throw up and in. He hits the front end of the 1-on-1. That's a big free throw there for that kid. I guarantee you now it's down to a 3-point lead, and that's big with 2:49 left first half. McKinney eyes the rim, shot on its way, front rim, and it drops in.
Grandpa Jim must have been working with him like I asked him to.
30-28, 2-point lead as Minneapolis has come all the way back to get right back in this thing. Big free throws there as we're in the 1-on-1. Boy, O'Neill. Baker tips the ball out. Turnaround shots blocked by Kelly, and it's tipped right at the baseline. But we've got a foul whistled on John Kelly.
Looks like a pretty good block to me. Coach Hutchins is asking about it.
Baker, 2-shot foul here, first throw on its way. Good. (31-28), 2:34 left first half. Second throw rimming off And O'Neill over the back, no call. Now Baker throwing his hip into Kelly. They will not call it on them. They will us, though, that's for sure. Just 4 team fouls on Minneapolis. Macy with a nice move all the way into the paint. He's fouled. Yes, good call. I thought that was going to go in. Late call, but a good call. And I saw it from here. Macy was hacked across the arm. That's Meyer's 3rd personal foul here in the first half. Macy 2-shot foul here. First throw on its way is up and in. 31-29, Minneapolis within 2 now, 2:14 left. First half. Hutchins back in for Scott City. Meyer to the bench with 3 personal fouls. Back rim no good. O'Neill with the rebound for Scott City. And he'll bring the ball up court. 2 minutes left first half. O'Neill pulls up, shoots the 3 ball. It's up and in. They'll have to ice his shoulder down at halftime. He can shoot it. Out front it goes. Macy all alone. 3-pointer, it's good.
34-32, Scott.
Back to Hutchins in the corner. 3 ball, no good. And they're about time they got that guy. He's been hammering us all night long. Yeager with the hack. And he's got at least 2 fouls, if not 3.
How about 3?
I'll take that.
2
David
players with
Johns
3.
with excellent position for that defensive rebound and comes down with a rebound. He'll have a 2-shot foul. That first one is up and in. David Johns with a chance right here to tie this ball game. And he does. Well, they're playing right with him. 34-34, 1:25 left. I'm sure they'll look inside and they'll move it right back outside to O'Neill. Baker spins right out front. It goes to O'Neill. Long 3-pointer, back rim no good. And Rothenberger has the big rebound for Minneapolis. Maybe a little bit out of his range that time as O'Neill takes one from about 3 foot beyond. Now Rothenberger spins, no good. Baker with the big rebound for Scott City. O'Neill on the move now, layup, no good. And Mortimer with the block. O'Neill hits the deck. And he's favoring that right arm just a little bit. That's part of the acting of most good shooters, I suppose. That looks like that hand's fine now. 34-34, 2-shot foul for O'Neill. He heads to the charity stripe. First throw on its way up and in. Mortimer was whistled with the foul. I would presume that's his second. They don't have it up on the board. O'Neill's second throw is good. Under a minute left first half. Scott City with a 2-point lead here. And I think we would like to look for the last shot here.
Look for the last shot.
Macy out front, 30 to shoot, off to Wolf. Back out front to Macy. And we throw it away. Baker has it, and he'll pull it back. No, he won't. O'Neill is on the backside, and they caught it in stride, but too far under the basket. O'Neill guarded by Wolf. He'll pull up, shoot the 3, and does. No good. And that's the way the first half would end. And if you told me we would be just down 2 points they're about 3 minutes into this game. Minneapolis fought hard.
After that hit in the mouth we took to start the game,
Yeah.
no way.
Right
Wow.
back in it, 36-34. We'll have some point totals here in a minute as Coach H is tallying up some of the stats.
In his homemade score.
We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout. This is SalinaPost.com, Eagle Communication, Channel 20.
Welcome back to our halftime show here. Minneapolis Lions taking on the #1 team in Class 3A. Scott Community Beavers here in 3A Substate of Beloit semifinal action. The Lions trail 36-34 after an exciting half. Guys, we got hit in the mouth pretty hard in the opening minutes of that first quarter after we took the 2-0 lead, and we have come back.
Yeah, that was almost a first round knockout punch that we took, and I'm with you guys after the from where we were at in the first 3 minutes of that game. I am amazed, pleased, proud of the guys for being where they're at right now.
Well, we expected to see the #1 team in the state, and we got them. They're a good team. I think they're a little better team than what I give them credit for, because right now, as Coach H has mentioned, it's a one-man band down there, because this O'Neill kid is just, he's a player. There's no question about it. He is, as Dale Leach mentioned, every bit as good as, if not better than, the Ron Baker that we saw when he was in high school. So just a really good basketball player, fairly decent defense, but offensive skills, he can pull up and get his three-point shot, or he can dribble into the paint. We finally stopped the layup because he was getting all the way to the rack, and as Coach Henderson mentioned, that first line of defenders, he could go right around him.
Yeah, we are definitely going to have to figure out some way to run a second guy at him, because our first defender is not going to stop him. I mean, he's just too good. He's like you said, he's got the deep three. He can he's got the step back. He's got the ankle breaker move. I mean, if we guard him close, he's going by. If we stay off, he's going to score from outside. But somehow, some way, I think we've got to figure out a way to get somebody up on him tight, and have a second guy help. And if somebody else starts scoring for him, right now, I mean, he's got 29 of their 36 points.
All right, so our guys have sure played hard.
I would personally think that we need to find out if somebody else can score. But at the same time, what do you say? He's got 29 and we're down 2. So if nobody else scores, and we can hope that maybe he gets a little tired in the second half.
What do you got for point totals, Coach?
Well, as I've already mentioned, for Scott City, Trey O'Neill leads them at halftime with 29 points. Chance Yeager has 2. Brett Meyer has 2. Sloan Baker has 1. The Lions are led at halftime by Josh Macy with 13. David Johns with 10. Brandon Wolf with 3. Gavin Rothenberger has 2. Gage Mortimer has 2. John Kelly has 2. Jace McKinney has 2.
We got a lot of 2s there.
We have a lot of 2s. Really, I thought Josh and David did a nice job of finally getting themselves going, and hit some big buckets for us. It's really nice to see David have the confidence in his three-point stroke.
Yes.
He's always,
I hardly
ever
agree.
since I have known him in 7th grade, the kid has had a nice stroke, and to see him have success at this level is very gratifying. Josh is playing, I think, his normal game, of getting in the lane, and Josh has it's kind of like Mr. O'Neill. He has that ability to pull up on you or go by you. So a real good half from him there, and it's just nice to see everybody else, kicking in, even though it is 2. That's a lot more 2s than what Scott City's got.
Yep.
Rebounding, I may have goofed up. I hardly believe these totals, but I have us out rebounding them 14-4 in that first half.
14-4?
14-4. but at the same time,
They haven't missed a whole lot of shots.
they didn't miss. There's
yeah.
no offensive rebounds on their end, and we have not been giving up very many as well. So the big thing to me in this, early on especially, the turnovers. We've committed 8 turnovers, and they've only committed 3. A lot of those came really early when we were taking that big haymaker. The kids have done a nice job. You know, lately I thought there was a big turnover that we dodged there at the end when we were holding for 1 and had a turnover, but we managed to dodge that one. But we're going to have to continue to take care of the basketball. And like I said, somehow, some way, if we can possibly slow him down or keep those 2s where they're at, and our guys keep playing a team game, I think it's going to be a 4-quarter game. And the other thing we have not talked about is they have to be in deep foul trouble.
Foul trouble.
Yeah, they've got foul trouble galore.
That's just what I was getting ready to mention. They have 2 players playing, and they're on the floor right now with 3 personal fouls. So Meyer and Hess, I believe, have 3 personal fouls. Possession arrow favors Minneapolis here to start the second half. And we're underway. Macy with the ball, looking inside, guarded by Hess. Back out front to Mortimer. He resets the offense, guarded by Hess. Excuse me, number 5 is Hess. 2 is Yeager. I'm not so sure he doesn't have 3 fouls as well. Macy picks up his dribble, gets it off to Mortimer. Almost a walk, no call. All the way in he goes, layup, good, and he is fouled.
We have a chance to take the lead.
Foul's whistled on number 5, Bo Hess. Mortimer all the way to the rack, left-hand layup up and in, and he'll get the and 1 here. Free throw, no good. And O'Neal clears the board. That's Hess's first personal foul. Yeager is the player, I was thinking. And he got the ball right now. Now O'Neal. Spin move. They do have someone else that can play. Bo Hess with a nice reverse spin move and the layup off the glass and in. And there's a foul as O'Neal tries for the steal. Macy with the excellent job with the body screening to keep O'Neal from getting the ball.
Just his first foul, but second team foul for the half.
He's guarding Macy. Mortimer has it, and they switch defensively. Wolf out front. Back to Macy. Down low, Kelly, shot, good. Nice pass down to the low block. Kelly with a nice move. That shot off the glass is good, and we're all knotted up at 38 apiece. Down low, Baker, left-hand shot. He's got a nice jump shot. He's a better shooter down low. He's got good hands, as you can tell by the one-hand bank shot up off the glass. Scott City back to a 2-point lead. Macy with the ball. Gets a ball screen from Mortimer. Hess with the defense. Macy dumps it off to Rothenberger. Tries a shot. Now back to Wolf. Wide open, no good. And Baker with a big rebound for Scott City. He can jump, and he is a very good rebounder. O'Neal in the corner with the ball. Ball above his head, looks for an opening. Yeager the cutter, now the outside three-pointer, no good, and Rothenberger quick to the basket for the rebound. Baker tries for the steal. Now Wolf with the ball, left wing out front, Rothenberger. Mortimer dribble drive. Down low, Kelly stops and pops, and he's fouled again. He gets all the way to the rack. Good game plan, I think. As you mentioned, Coach, they're a little bit of foul trouble, and Kelly's bringing them out, a few more of them down low.
That's 2 trips in a row that the guys have done a nice job of recognizing that they've switched the guard off on John and have done a really nice job of getting him the ball.
Kelly's first free throw up and in, and the second one here would tie it at 40. It is good, and we're all knotted up at 40 apiece. 5:23 left. Third quarter. Scott City and Minneapolis And a heck of a ball game here in Beloit, semifinal of the Substate. The winner of this will play the winner of Beloit and Norton, which will follow. Shot on the baseline is no good, and Minneapolis tipped that ball out of there. Rothenberger picks up the ball from Minneapolis. Good tight man-to-man defense. They will extend the defense. Mortimer on the baseline, been shoved. Tough shot. That tip shot is up and in.
David Johns.
I believe so. It looked like David Johns with the long arm reached back and tipped that ball up and in. Minneapolis ahead by 2. Baker tries the baseline drive, and blocking foul is called on David Johns as Baker almost had the baseline. Is whistled with the foul. They'll call that on the floor, of course. Blocking foul. That's David Johns' second personal foul. David Johns into the contest as Macy will get a breather. Oh, they throw over the top to Baker, and shot is up and in. Full timeout taken by Scott City. We'll take one too. 42-42 here in the third quarter. 4:28 left in this third quarter. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This is lineandpost.com, Eagle Communication Channel 20.
County Bank in Minneapolis offers hometown banking with commitment, experience, and quality service. Proud sponsors of area school activities.
Tonight's game brought to you by City Pharmacy in Minneapolis. Now delivering to our neighboring communities. Call us to find out when we can come to you. City Pharmacy for your family. Go Lions!
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lions games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of MJSHS. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
Coach can probably elaborate on it a little bit, but a lot of the plays we've noticed that Scott City is playing, we've done those all year long. So our coach came from there. We throw behind our player and out of bounds, unforced turnover, and we give it up to Scott City. But the lob into the middle on the inbounds play, we've played that into Rothenberger numerous times during the year. Now O'Neill guarded by Wolf, a little bit of a mismatch, but maybe, and there's the switch now. Macy has him. And the reach-in foul is whistled on Macy as Brett Meyer dribbles across the top of the key. Still tied up, and they'll play it in underneath. We'll have to watch out for that lob once again here. In the corner it goes. Three-pointer on its way. It is good, and that is Brett Meyer. So some of O'Neill's teammates are getting into the action here. Macy ball fake. He is shot up, no good. And this block out by Baker as we were not there for the rebound. Now the turnaround shot up and in by Meyer. Meyer, 6'4". And Coach Hutchins is asking for a little clarification. Full timeout taken. Well, Coach, a little run there by the Beavers.
Yeah, a nice run by the rest of the team as Mr. O'Neill has come out, and I think he's, attempted one shot this half. So maybe they had a little discussion at halftime about maybe getting the rest of the team involved, because all their scoring in this quarter has come from the rest of the guys. Mr. Meyer and Mr. Baker in particular, they have 5 and 4 apiece. So, they are getting other guys involved now.
Well, it's a good basketball game. That's what we were hoping for. Scott City, just a pretty good basketball team. I don't know that Beloit could play with them. I mean, with what I've seen, just too quick. I don't know that Beloit's fast enough to play with them, but you know,
They
on
are
a given
Beloit
night
is
it might
fast.
happen.
Beloit is fast. Their perimeter guys are fast, no doubt about it.
We're back underway here. O'Neill has Macy in the back court. We clear the timeline. Now Mortimer back to Macy. Now down to Mortimer. A quick shot up and in. Nice pass from Macy to Mortimer. And Mortimer, a quick jumper. Oh my gosh. Thank you. O'Neill trying to do a little bit too much. Throws his shoulder right in to the Minneapolis player. Is that Mortimer who took that charge?
I believe so. His second.
O'Neill with a player control foul, to say the least.
Team's fourth of the half.
Macy looks for a ball screen, gets it from Kelly. All the way in he goes, off the glass, shot no good, and Kelly's shot is rejected by Baker. Baker does have some elevation to his. Macy all the way in, layup no good, and O'Neill has the rebound. We get all the way to the rack, but missed the layup. Now the baseline shot no good, and Kelly has the board for Minneapolis, as Meyer had a pretty good look down on the baseline. Macy resets the offense. In the paint he goes, down low to Kelly. Oh my gosh! He was hacked from the side.
O'Neill had his third foul there, easy. I can't believe that.
That was terrible. Good night. Talk about a lucky break for Scott City. Mercy. We even had body contact and a hack on the arm, but no call. 47-44. O'Neill with the ball. He'll take the three. Shot, good.
He's got such length. How do you defend that three?
That's true. He can get that shot just about any time he wants it. And he can extend his shot selection a little bit further out if he needs to. O'Neill guarding Macy. Johns in the corner, dribble drive into the paint, back to Wolf. Had him over the arm and no call, and Wolf gets the ball out of there. Thank you. Yeager with another reach-in foul. It should be his fourth. Glad they finally called that on him. He had plenty of those in the first half. Finally whistled with his fourth. And they don't lose anything with Hess coming in. He's a player as well.
They got a lot of sophomores on this squad.
Out front it goes. We play it in. Fifth team foul. Kelly with the turnaround jump shot in the paint. It's up and in. 52-44. Nice shot by Kelly. And they whistle Kelly with a ticky-tack foul as Baker's throwing the elbow, and Kelly is the recipient. Under a minute to shoot here. Left. Now O'Neill all alone. He's fouled. He threw the ball, and we weren't watching him. He stepped right in on the low block. The return pass right to him. He was all alone. He gets all the way to the basket. Does not make the shot, but he is fouled. Two-shot foul here. Front rim, no good. Second throw on its way. Another one, same as the other one. Missed them both. That was Rothenberger's first personal foul. David Johns all alone, has a shot for a minute. Wolf can't pull the trigger either, as the defenders are quite long. And now Macy loses the ball to O'Neill, all the way in, layup, good.
(52-46), 15 seconds in that quarter.
Good ball game. Macy gets the ball screen from Kelly. Picks up his dribble off to David Johns. Boy, we almost blow it, and we did actually. David Johns with an ill-advised pass. Had the shot, should have took it. We didn't have time for another one. It bounces into the backcourt, and Macy covers it up before
again,
Scott City could get a hand on it.
A lot of body there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of body.
Yeah. That's the way the third quarter will end. 52-46, Scott City with a 6-point lead. And we'll be back with final quarter here in Beloit and the semifinal SubState. Scott City and Minneapolis. This is SalinaPost.com, Eagle Communication Channel 20. We'll be right back.
See American Family Insurance agent Scott Osherman for all of your insurance coverage under one roof. The Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, proudly supporting the Lions.
Stop into Jean's IGA and experience shopping with a promise of neighborly service from people you know and trust. Jean's IGA, your hometown grocery store supporting your hometown Lions.
For over 100 years, Robertson Monuments has created everlasting memories for families to share the lives of their loved ones with future generations. Supporting the Lions all the way, Robertson Monuments.
Here we go, final quarter. Scott City has the ball here to start this quarter. Baker has it top of the circle. He will not shoot. He's not a three-point threat, but he can dribble drive into the paint. We pick his pocket as Rothenberger a little bit too quick for him. And a good steal by Minneapolis. Kelly has the ball guarded by Baker. Wolf. Now Macy guarded by O'Neill. Looks for the screen, gets it from Kelly. Out front, Wolf. Good grief. Macy all the way to the basket, layup good. O'Neill all the way to the basket, misses the layup.
Rothenberger skies for the rebound.
Now Wolf has it, guarded by O'Neill.
Lions trailing by 4, 52-48.
Kelly off to Wolf. Macy on the left wing. Patience. Kelly and, oh, you're kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
McNeil is getting away with murder.
Well, the other guy had him on the arm. That's what the problem is. They might have had a jump on one player, but the other player, they have great help defense, but it is a hawking defense. We throw to the back court on the inbounds play, and Macy chases it down. 52-48, 6:37 left in the contest. Minneapolis with the ball. Kelly with it. Gets it off to Mortimer. Nice dish to Rothenberger, and that's up and in. It sure looked like Mortimer got held as he dribbled into the paint. Now O'Neill steps back, pops. Good. Two-pointer.
54-50, Scott Community.
5 minutes left in the contest. Mortimer left wing guarded by O'Neill. Wolf out on top guarded by Hutchins. Macy all the way in the paint. Down to Kelly, and they're going to count that basket as Baker hacked him on the arm. Kelly waited for the defender to make a move. And foul might have been called on Bo Hess, and it was. Not Baker.
6-team foul.
David Johns back in the contest.
Third on Hess.
Kelly will get the and one. That was a big basket by Big John. Free throw. Rimming In. Woo! It's rimmed around and set on the back of the rim and finally decided to drop. Minneapolis behind by 1. 54-53. O'Neal out on top, skip pass down low, and a good defense by Gavin Rothenberger as Hess could not pull the trigger. Now back to O'Neal. Skip pass to Hutchins. Three-pointer, no good. Macy has the big rebound there. Very physical ball game for a high school basketball game. But when you got athletes out there like those 10, and he carried it. Unforced turnover, we give it right back.
5:10 to go. 54-53, Scott Community.
Hutchins with the ball in the backcourt, clears the timeline. Now in the forecourt, guarded by David Johns. Out to O'Neal has it. Now a skip pass to Meyer. He takes a three-pointer. It's no good. Hutchins fighting for the rebound. Tipped it out there, but Macy has the long carom for Minneapolis. 4:40 left in this contest. Minneapolis down 1. Macy has it. Now David Johns. And we got a hold down low as Hutchins, I believe, is whistled with the foul.
1-1 for Minneapolis.
Almost had a 2-point takedown on that one.
John Kelly to the free throw line. First throw on its way, bends the knees and shoots it in. 54-54. John takes a deep breath and a dribble, bends the knees, and the shot is up. Good. He simplified his stroke quite a bit at the free throw line. In the last 4 weeks, he has been very consistent from the charity stripe. Early in the year, it was a crapshoot. 55-54, Minneapolis by 1. 4:24 left in the game. Now down low, all alone. Yeah, we lose Meyer down on the low block. That shot, an easy one for him. He's 6'4", right up off the glass and in.
30-second timeout by the Beavers. 4:18 remaining in the regulation. They lead at 56-55.
Beavers take a 1-point lead. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. What do you think, Coach? We're right there.
We're there. You know, I like one aspect we're doing. I think we're trying to get a little more out on Mr. O'Neal. And we have forced some of the other kids to take some shots that have not gone in. The last time we got lost on the switch, and you know, he's an all-around ball player, and he found Mr. Meyer for an easy 2. But I like the fact that we're starting to get up on him a little bit more, and you know, making him put the ball on the floor just a bit more.
Minneapolis plays it in. We have the possession here with 4:12 left in the contest. Macy gets a double ball screen. Out front to David Johns. In the paint he goes. Down low. Kelly on the baseline. Shot is good. Shoots it right over the top of Baker. And Big John with a big second half here as he did the other night. Kelly now all the way in. Meyer off the glass. No good. The rebound's ripped out of there by Scott City, and O'Neal picks up his dribble out on top. Gets it off to Meyer. Now Hutchins back to Meyer. Now O'Neal on the low block. Gets all the way to the glass. Scoop shot up and in. He's got a long stride, and he takes that long first stride, and you better be ready to move because he's by you.
And he did it against Mr. Rothenberger, who is not exactly slow.
Mortimer stops. Johns from the outside, off the rim, no good. Gavin had a hand on it, tipped it out of there, but it is controlled by Scott City. O'Neal has it on the right wing. Gets a ball screen from Baker. Now the give and go. He's all alone.
And the foul.
Oh, why'd we foul? We should have let him go.
Puts them up by 3. 2:54 remaining, plus chance for the three-point play.
Rothenberger whistled with the foul. Should have let Mr. Baker go that time. We were playing behind him. 60-57. Free throw here, up. And good. Timeout taken. Full timeout. Looks like Coach Hutchins calls this one. And we'll give our sponsors a chance to identify themselves. They support us in the Lions basketball.
61-57, 2:54 remaining.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA, and 99 KG Country, is a proud sponsor of tonight's hometown coverage of Lions sports. Listen to the Lions sports on SalinaPost.com.
Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis offers hometown bank.
Well, it's a good high school basketball game.
This has been a high level.
Yes.
High level basketball game.
High level for 3A, isn't it? That's right up there. It's the kind of game you see in the 4A. Macy, shot good. Boy, the bigs come to get him, and all he could do is spin and shoot over the top, and he did. Heck of a shot there by Josh Macy. 61-59. The Beavers by 2 out front. Yeager back in the contest. Now the skip pass to Baker. Yeager runs the baseline, gets the ball off to O'Neill. Guarded by Macy, has the ball tipped out of his hands, but they recover in the backcourt with Meyer. Meyer, 6'4", handling the ball. In this offense, there's no set point guard that I can see other than O'Neill wanting the ball most of the time. He dishes off to Baker, and the shot up and in. Through the defenders. Good help defense by Minneapolis to come get O'Neill. It left Mr. Baker all alone on the backside, which that's our MO as well. Minneapolis offense wheels and deals the same way. We dish it off to Rothenberger and Kelly and Mortimer as Macy gets all the way to the paint. He has fouled this go and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Beavers with a 4-point lead, 63-59. First throw on its way. It is up and in and out. Just a little strong there. Macy usually spot on. 1:41 left in the contest. Johns, Kelly, Macy, Mortimer, and Wolf in the contest. Second throw on its way. He missed them both. Baker has the rebound for the Beavers. Could have used those two there. Now,
yep, those were 2 big ones.
Down 2 possessions here late in the game, and free throws are a premium, aren't they, Dale?
They are a premium. Right now, every point he shoots, this is a huge possession here.
Josh Macy called the foul, trying to get in the passing lane.
Well, it
Reach around.
Might not be that bad of a foul. Josh's second, Minneapolis 16 foul. We have one more to give, and with 1:19 left, we'll get into the fouling rotation here shortly. O'Neill with the ball in the back court, picks up his, or in the front forecourt, picks up his dribble, gets it off to Meyer. Now it goes right through the hands of Baker, out of bounds. Nice break there for Minneapolis, and unforced error.
Yep, huge turnover. It's imperative that we score this trip.
Yes,
105.
Sir. Down 4, need a bucket here. Kelly hands it off to Macy. Now Wolf, they will not give him space. Macy all the way in the paint, spins back out to Wolf. Can't get the shot off, neither can David Johns. They are playing very good defense. Now down low, Kelly, and he's got a guy on his back, gets his own rebound, shot good. Mortimer working on the backside. And Mortimer tipped it over to Kelly, and Kelly collected himself and got it right back up and in. That one went in. Now Minneapolis down just 2.
2 points.
Big bucket.
Big bucket.
Hutchins called a 30-second timeout, Coach, with 38 on the board. How soon before you foul?
I'm going to take it to at least 15.
Well, that's a philosophy that I've never liked. I will foul right now, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's. Well, I think we've had this discussion before. My mother-in-law was well known for her comment that, you know, to each his own. A lot of people like to foul right away. I have always liked to trust my defense for at least 10 seconds here where we've got the time to see if we cannot possibly get another turnover.
That's true. If you think you've got a good game plan to turn them over, but I like to keep that time on the clock as long as I can. If they happen to miss one of these, they're not in the double bonus. So a little pressure here on O'Neill. He has missed 2 in a row before tonight. Let's see if we can coax him into missing the front end of this 1-and-1. No, he made the first. And free throws, as we mentioned, are
unbelievable. He is only 3 for 6 in this contest.
35 seconds left in the contest. Free throw up and good. He got them both. 4-point lead and a timeout. So Minneapolis will need to score quickly. They don't have to shoot a 3. They just need a basket.
Yeah, we have to have, again, we're at that point where we have to have a score this trip or
it's over.
It's over.
Katie,
yep.
bar the door.
Yep. I think they would say the fat lady can probably sing.
What a basketball
Very good game.
What a
very good game. We can play with the best in Class 3A and some of the 4A, as we've proved this year. We've taken out #1 team in the state in Class 2A, 3A, and we beat Beloit twice this year. These kids this is a good basketball team, and I think Scott City realizes it just wasn't that easy here tonight, that's for sure. O'Neill somewhere in the 30-point range tonight, but Minneapolis with some balanced scoring have played well as a team. And to their credit, Scott City plays really good defense. They give you no space. We need a 2-pointer quickly as Macy has the ball. Now down, our pass is stolen by Baker, and that will probably do it. They'll play keep away now, and we foul O'Neill. Well, we turn it over. We didn't want that, and chance here for Scott City to ice this thing away right here at the free throw line.
19 seconds remaining. Line's down by 4, 65-61.
We've taken care of the ball all night long quite well, and they're just an ill-advised cross the paint pass, and Baker quick to the ball with the steal. O'Neill with the free throw.
His 41st point of the evening.
66-61, and O'Neill has 42 of the 67. So, yeah, he's a player. There's no question about that. We need a bucket real quick. No time for a play. We just need to shoot. Macy does on the baseline. Shot no good. And as David Johns went up for the shot, Yeager had all ball. It looked like a pretty good play from here, but as Mr. Leach mentioned, we're out here almost binocular range. We're at the top, and this is a big gymnasium. 6.3 seconds left. Good tight defense here by Minneapolis. They turn it over. Kelly has it, and he's fouled by O'Neill. I thought he might regain his balance and get the shot up and in, but no. O'Neill laid on top of his legs. Kelly to the free throw line here. It's a 1-and-1 yet. 4.1 seconds left in the contest, so we're going to have a make, a miss, and a make. missed. And Scott City has it, and that's the way it'll end. Good game, 67-61. Scott City victorious here against the Fighting Lions as Minneapolis goes down to defeat against the #1 team in the state Class 3A, Scott City Beavers. And all the players know Coach Hutchins quite well as he coached them and played. No, he didn't play with them, but he coached them as
Summer ball. Yeah.
Summer ball. 67-61. Good high school basketball game. I don't think Scott City expected anything less than that. It was just a pretty good basketball game. Gosh, we've got to be proud of these kids. It's, you know, they could have folded in that first quarter when they took a right cross to the jaw, and Scott City jumped out to, you know, 14-2, 16-4 lead. All of a sudden, they were playing big, and Minneapolis just clawed right back and got right back into the game and stayed there for the rest of the game.
Yeah, just a tremendous effort by the Minneapolis guys. You know, like I said before, a lot of pride within those guys.
Big gamers. Big gamers.
Big gamers. You know, they love the game. They love to play together. And, you know, they definitely went down fighting. And that's really, at this point in the year, that's all you can ask is, you know, you lay it out there on the line, and if the other team's a little bit better than you are, why, you know, you tip your hat to them and you go on. But, you know, the Minneapolis contingent should be definitely very proud of these guys.
You know, you can always hope for the big game and the victory, but you know that O'Neill kid goes for what, 41, 42?
42, I believe. Let me check.
You got a player like that on the other team that can shoot the ball the way he does, handle the ball the way he does. And I thought the difference of the ball game was Scott City's defense. I honestly think their defense is the only thing that won this game for them. I know O'Neill scored a lot of points, and everyone
points made a big difference.
Yeah, everyone can score, but their defense against our shooters from the outside, I thought they were just a really pretty good defensive team.
Yeah, Brandon and David both had some looks for three in that first half, but that did not happen in the second half at all. You know, and we kind of got limited down to, you know, just, you know, basically Josh or Gage penetrating and, you know, either scoring themselves or Big John, you know, got posted up several times. We got the ball in there, but they basically took the rest of our game away from us. And, you know, give them credit. We talked about halftime, you know, well, again, Mr. O'Neill is a huge part of them, but, you know, when you got a player like that and you got quality athletes like they are around him, you know, when you give him too much attention, those other guys are going to score, which they did a lot better job of that second half. But I'm like Dale. I think, you know, overall, you know, if you get right down to the end factor, their defense overall at critical times was bigger. You know, we had some huge turnovers in really critical situations, and a lot of that was just due to the fact that, I mean, they were there to where we just had no room to really operate.
You're right, Coach. Johns and Wolf did not get an open look for a three in the second half, and both of them hit one in the first half. So Scott City was only going to give us points in the paint and free throws, and they had plenty of fouls to give, and that's exactly the way it ended. But Minneapolis played big as we did score and we did make our free throws for the most part. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some stats. This is SalinaPost.com, Eagle Communications, Channel 20. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Minneapolis loses against Scott City, 67-61. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Beloit. SubState semifinal, Minneapolis and the Scott City Beavers just finishing up. Scott City wins it 67-61 on a heck of a high school basketball game. Coach, Henderson got some stats for us and some comments from Mr. Leach as well. Dale.
Okay, final scoring tonight. The Lions were led by Josh Macy and John Kelly, each with 17. David Johns had 12. Gage Mortimer 7. Gavin Rothenberger 4. Brandon Wolf 3. And Jace McKinney 2. Scott City was led by Trey O'Neill with 42. Followed by Sloan Baker with 10. Chance Shager with 2, Bo Hess with 2, and let's see, and Brett Meyer, I missed him, had 7 points for Scott City. Rebounding kind of turned around that half. The Lions I only have us for 4 in that half, compared to 9 for Scott City. We out rebounded for the game, 18-13. Turnovers. We only had 4 in that half, but a lot of them were at really bad times. Scott City had 5. Free throw shooting, Scott City in the second half was 5 out of 7. Minneapolis was 6 out of 9. So for the game, the Lions finished 15 out of 21. Scott City was 8 of 12.
You always hate to see a season come to an end.
Yeah, you do. And
but this one was a fight to the end, a dog fight.
it was a fight. Guys didn't let
Nothing
off
to hang
the
their
pedal.
heads in shame about.
Yeah,
Nothing to hang their heads in shame about.
they didn't let off the pedal
You
until
know,
the last buzzer went.
throughout the season, we've heard that Coach Hutchins has been trying to instill the offensive and defensive sets that he grew up with, that's part of his system. And it was interesting to see that system displayed tonight by the Scott County Community Beavers. And it was interesting to see us run well what the kids have been taught. They're gamers. They've shown it in the football season. Big wins this year in basketball. Big time game kids. They can come up and play, and I was just hoping beyond hope that somehow we might be able to come up and pull off an upset win tonight, but I didn't expect it.
Well, we pulled our lucky shirts out from underneath lifted the stack and gave it a go.
The kids really represented themselves well in the school and the community, the district community, and very proud of it.
Harris coach. You want to give him ask him a few questions as well, Dale? Well, Coach, heck of a ball game. Good high school basketball game. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I didn't like the outcome, but a lot of good athletes out on the floor. Good tight defense, and I thought Scott City's defense was the difference of the ball game here tonight, actually.
Yeah, you know, they're a very aggressive, athletic team. They put a lot of pressure on you, and yeah, the last couple days in practice, we've been going 5-on-6, 5-on-7. Coach Kaiser and I laced them up to get out there. You know, we did everything we could to simulate, you know, the speed and the activity that they were going to face. And the boys did a good job with it. But, you know, late in the game, turnover right there. I mean, that's just kind of the epitome of what that Scott City team tries to do. But, shoot, yeah, I'm so proud of my guys. I mean, you can throw the outcome out the window. You can throw the fact that this is a sub-state semi out of the window. I mean, we just played toe-to-toe with not just one of the best teams in the state, but one of the best programs in the state. And that's what I told the guys is, you know, that's years and years and years in the making what we just played against. And, you know, we've been together 9 months. So, I mean, obviously you're upset, but at the same time, there's an awful lot to be proud of.
Well, the other thing that we've talked about up here before, and I will take, you know, having worked with these guys, you know, when they were in junior high, my God, what a right-hand cross they took to start that game, and, you know, not many kids, you know, can rally back from what they got hit with in the first 3 minutes of that game, and I don't know, we were down 12 or 14, and all of a sudden we're back in the game, and I've known those kids since they were sixth graders, and the heart that they have was on full display again tonight.
Yeah, just to be down 2 at halftime, I've been proud of these kids all year long. I don't see every game, but when you go out and they lace them up, and tonight we're playing the #1 ranked team in Class 3A, and during the course of the year we took out some big teams during the course of the year. But these kids, they never did get rattled. I mean, they were just so consistent all year long, and I just thought they played great as a team all year long. Just consistency all the way through.
Yeah, and you might be able to say we got rattled early, and that was a little bit of a frustrating moment, giving them, 9-2 to start the game, and then a couple more runs right there, because a lot of what they did is the same stuff we do. So you'd expect to be a little more, comfortable defending it, but at the same time, shoot, I mean, O'Neill and Meyer, for them, Reams and Vetter are very, very good guards, but I think next year's their year. The 2 seniors for Scott City, that's about as good as it gets right there. And that's what wins you a tight game, is that really superb guard play late. And Josh did a great job for us all night. All of the guys did a great job, but their guards do an excellent job of just putting pressure on you. And anytime Trey's shooting the ball the way he did, you're in trouble. But yeah, so proud. I mean, I've said it before this year. Great group of seniors athletically. As a coach, to get a group like that and just their skill set, fantastic. But as far as the caliber of kids that they are, I told them down there, I feel like I stumbled on a gold mine. I got kids that do the right things in school. They do the right things at practice. They do the right things after practice when they leave and they're on their own. And that's how you build a program, is kids like that doing the things that they did tonight, and then the younger ones seeing those decisions pay off, and that's how you build and you establish something for the long term. And yeah, like I told them, we're 16-6, but you can throw the record out the window. We're right there with the best teams in the state, and I'm so proud of it.
Now March comes around, and as a coach, you want to see your team get better and better all year long, and this team has improved all year long. Bennington's another good example of a team that didn't look real good at the beginning of the year, but a good coach will get those teams playing, just at the top of their game, and I think your club was there tonight.
Are you meaning to say a 32-29 game in December isn't looking very good? Yeah, no, I would say the 2 of our teams came a long way from that point.
I do too.
Coach Dolph does a good job over there, but like I said, just a bunch of high character individuals, and I count myself pretty fortunate to have been in this situation, and I told them, year 1 for me, you guys just gave me an experience that a lot of coaches don't even get. And so, we talked about you play this game and you want the wins. The wins and losses, they do matter to an extent, but the real reason you get into this is for the experiences, the relationships, and the memories. And boy, we have a lot of them.
Yes, you do.
Well, Coach, I know you're proud of your kids, and we're proud of you for the great job you've done. And I'm sure all your hometown community fans are proud of what they saw you put together, you and your staff, tonight in this team. And you'll probably hear a lot of good comments in the months ahead when you go home and so forth and so on. Probably a lot better than especially if we pull off the upset and beat them. But we're glad you applied for the opening, and glad that the administration had the foresight to see what you had to offer and bring you into our program. And I want to thank you for it.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. It's definitely not lost upon me that not a lot of kids fresh out of college get this kind of opportunity with a 3A program, let alone an established 3A program. And so I'm very appreciative of everyone's trust in me and all the support I've got from there. Like I said, with the kids, again, they're a bunch of guys who've had a different coach their entire career. It would have been pretty easy for them to say, This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just a young pup, and he has no clue. And they didn't. From day one, they listened to me, and they've done a great job. And I'm so thankful for that, and I'm so thankful for the support that the entire community's gave me. It's been fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better first year.
Well, we can't hardly wait for Chapter 2 of Coach Hutchins and Minneapolis Lions. So.
Well,
thanks for good season.
We're excited to get back to work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's going to bring this to a close for the night. The girls will be back tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, in the championship game. Take on the Beloit Trojans, who we split with. Beat them in overtime in Minneapolis. Lost by 5 or 6 here at Beloit. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. Sure hope that all of you that can come up to support the Lady Lions in the championship game, do so. If not, listen to us here on Eagle Channel 20, SliderPost.com, and watch our video replays. Anything else you want to say, Mike? You done? With that, we're going to sign off for the night. Dale Leach, Mike Perry, Dale Henderson. Good night, folks. Thanks as always for having us in your home.